Hello, yet again, I am late. This is episode 5 of Geekly Vlogs. If this is released when I hope it's going to be released, I am a week late, and it's Valentine's Day, so if it's not, then I'm 2 weeks late, and I'm really sorry. Anyway, so, today's theme is the podcast Welcome to Nightvale. Some of you have probably heard of it. Some of you may not, but it's a good podcast. It's sci-fi comedy and a little bit of horror. It's just kind of creepy sometimes. But it's if you're easily scared, like really easily scared, you might not like it. But if you're just regular easily scared, you might be a bit creeped out. If you get scared like an average amount, not like me, I'm actually scared pretty easily, then you're probably gonna love this. I mean, I do. The opening to the first episode, just to set it into a kind of perspective, is a friendly desert community where the sun is hot, the moon is beautiful, and mysterious lights pass overhead while we all pretend to sleep. So it's a bit weird. There's a secret police, hooded figures, the usual. No, not really. But still. The writers for Welcome to Nightvale recently came out with a novel, which is literally just called Welcome to Nightvale. The novel. I have both a hard copy and the audiobook version. The audiobook version is something I would suggest for people who like the podcast, but don't necessarily have enough time to read, and it's also narrated by the same person who narrates the podcast. So, a little bit behind the story of Nightvale. It's supposed to be a radio broadcast from a desert community known as Nightvale. It's a very unusual town, but the different things that are said about it, the different weird things are said by the news anchor in such an emotionless way that it just makes it that much funnier. I would play a clip, but I won't. If you want to find it out for yourself on iTunes or YouTube, or just if it has free audio on it, I would. I think you could probably find Welcome to Nightvale on it. So, if this is released a week late, on Valentine's Day, then the next episode comes out tomorrow. As in, of Welcome to Nightvale. I have nothing to do with this, the Welcome to Nightvale. I just like listening to it. So, I'm gonna start doing this thing called Geekly Gadget, where each week I'm hopefully going to have a gadget that I'm going to tell you about, some of which I'm going to have on hand, some of which I'm not. Today, let's see here, where is it? There, no, that's not it. Well, I can't find it. Well, actually, give me a second, I'm going to look around. Okay, so, couldn't find it, or at least couldn't use it currently. So it's really cool. It's called the 3Doodler. So I'm pretty sure most of you have, very few viewers at this point, have heard of a 3D printer. You probably think they're cool, right? So do I. This 3D printer is a pen. You can write the different things that you want to 3D print. I've done this before. It's really cool, actually. You could, kind of sign your name in cursive, it's all connected, and then pop it off of the paper. There's glow-in-the-dark stuff, and I would suggest getting the 3Doodler 2.0. I personally have the 3Doodler 1.0. So, hopefully, next week I'll actually be able to show you my Geekly Gadget. Now I'm going to tell you what I hope to have at some point in time. Actually, no, I'm not going to tell you, because I want to make it a surprise, right? Well, I'm hoping to have a guest star, my father, Matt Blum, who's an editor on the blog Geek Dad, which I do believe I linked to in one of my previous episodes. So, next week, I don't know what the Geekly Guide is gonna be. But I'll, if any of you are out there, I will take suggestions, on how, on new themes for upcoming things. I will, as soon as I figure out how to get that into the video, because I'm actually really not good at video editing, I will, credit you by putting the comment in there, but until then I'll just be reading off the comments and telling you who chose what. But again, I don't have that many subscribers, and I mean I have one subscriber. Still trying to figure out who that is. Anyway, so hopefully I'll see you next week. So I'll just tell you for in the future, if I skip a week, I'm not gonna be one of those weirdos or weird things that's going on that, you know, release a video to tell you why I haven't released a video. I don't do that. If I skip a week, there aren't going to be any videos released that week. If this isn't released one week, I just don't have the time. So please don't bug me about it. I'm sure that there aren't enough fans of this to bug me about it, but still. Anyway. And I'm wearing my Millennium Falcon shirt. And over here, give me a second. Over here is my Demotivators calendar. Right now it says potential. Not everybody gets to be an astronaut when they grow up. Which is true. It just has a bunch of, like, instead of motivational posters, they have demotivational posters. I think I might have told you about it in the Geekly Christmas recap. I can't remember. But still, oh, it looks like I'm running a bit longer than usual. See you next week.